Okay, so now that we have actually installed OBS, we're going to go ahead and actually open the application. Now, if this is the very first time you've ever installed OBS on a computer, it might prompt you to do a few quick updates. If you are prompted, go ahead and do those. It won't take very long. Now, once you do get this open, we're going to have to make a profile. And in order to do that, you're going to go up on the very top, click Profiles, and hit New. It's going to ask you to give this profile a name, and you're going to name it whatever you'd like. And the whole point of having a profile is pretty much going to be for the purpose of linking your specific stream settings to, say, Twitch TV, Hitbox, or YouTube, or whatever streaming service you want to use. And you can have multiple profiles. You can have streaming profiles, and you can even have recording profiles, which means that if you don't want to stream, you just want to use OBS to record, you can simply create a recording profile and be on your merry way. Now, before we get into the actual settings, I do want to let you know that the first time you open this, you'll see two boxes here, scenes and sources. You're not going to see any content in these two boxes. That's going to be completely blank, and I will walk you through on how to set that all up. Now, let's go into the settings. Now, once you open the settings, you're going to see a long list of categories here, and I'm not going to do them exactly in order. I have a specific way that I want to do this with you guys. But they may look quite a bit intimidating if you actually go through them, but again, I'll explain all this to you the best way that I absolutely can. Now, of course, the first thing is going to be the general tab. This just gives you the option of, telling OBS, hey, I want you to be displaying everything in English because I speak English. That's my native language. But as you can see, if English is not your first language, and you feel more comfortable speaking your own native tongue, you have a very long list of other languages that you can choose from. The rest of the information down here is nothing to really worry about. You don't have to make any changes. I mean, you can pretty much keep it the way that I have it. Just enable cursor over projector and be done with it. Now, do keep in mind, though, that anytime you make any changes within the settings, you are going to want to hit apply. Now, if you forget to hit apply, OBS is going to be like, hey, do you want to apply these settings? And you're going to say yes or no. If you say no, then any changes you've made will not stick, okay? And this goes the same for making changes while you're live streaming. If you're actually streaming and you make a change within the settings, more than likely you're going to have to restart the stream. But that will be a little bit later on down the road. So once you got the general, language up and running, we need to actually link the account to the service that we want to use for this instance, which is going to be Twitch TV. So with the assumption that you know what Twitch TV is and you have a Twitch TV account, we're going to go with that. So when it says mode, obviously we're going to be live streaming, and so we're going to actually go ahead and keep it on live stream. If you're going to be recording, then you would use the option file output only, but we're going to do live stream for now. The next option is going to be streaming service, and this does have quite a bit of options here for you. As you can see, Twitch TV, you got Vaughn Live, Good Game, YouTube, Hitbox. Most of the streaming services that you've probably heard of are going to be here. I know there's a few up-and-coming services right now that aren't as popular or probably in beta, so they're not going to be here right now. But we're going to use Twitch. And as you can see, once we've done that, you have a whole bunch of red text up here saying that, your OBS settings are not optimized for Twitch. And Twitch has kind of integrated this with OBS, and they have a specific criteria of what settings they want you to meet to where they feel like it would be best for your for your viewers and their servers. For right now, though, we're just going to do the rest of this on the top portion, and then we'll kind of worry about all the advanced warnings and stuff like that. So after you select Twitch as the streaming service, if you look right below it, you'll see FMS URL. This is basically going to give you the option of what server do you want to connect to. Now, these are all the servers that are available. And for instance, because I live in Florida, I can either go with Miami or I can go with Dallas, Texas. Now, you can run into issues with some servers. Some servers may have socket errors, or you may not be able to connect to them. If that's the case, you can always come back and change the server that you're on. For the most part, though, I do use the Dallas, Texas server. So accordingly to wherever you live, try to pick the closest server to you. Now, the play path / stream key. This is very, very important. This is basically the determining factor of linking your streaming profile to the streaming service. So in order to get this stream key, you're actually gonna have to go to your Twitch TV account, and you're gonna have to come to your dashboard. Now, once you get to your dashboard, you're gonna click on the little link here that says stream key. Now, please do not ever show anyone your stream key. Because if you show anyone the stream key, they can take that key, log it into their OBS, and stream to your channel. And if someone doesn't like you, or someone is out to, just to cause damage, they can pretty much get you banned. Now, you can always refresh the stream key if it ever came to that, but just be very cautious of who you share that don't, leaking that information out. So I'm not going to click on show key, but you will click on show key and you'll have a very long list of characters. You're going to copy that list of characters and you're going to pretty much paste it right here. Okay? And that's about it. That's all we're going to do for that part. Now, the auto reconnect pretty much means if for some reason the server stops responding or OBS goes dead for a second, it will reconnect to the server and get you back up and streaming the minute after about 10 seconds or so. Minimize network impact. This is good for latency issues. I play a lot of FPS games, and so depending on how much bandwidth you're using in terms of uploading speeds to their servers, your ping can relatively spike up, and you don't want to use too much of your network. So check the minimize network impact setting, and then right below that you'll have automatically save stream to file. Pretty much what this means is if you want to live stream and you want OBS to record it and save it to your computer, you can do that. I can't tell you how much more CPU usage you will use while doing this. Preferably, remember, you're using your internet, you're already using your CPU just to stream, and you're going to be using your hard drive to write. So if you have a solid state drive and you feel like, hey, I got a beast computer, I can do both, then by all means check that box and then select where you want to save those videos, and you're good to go. But for streaming purposes, we're not going to check on that. Now, the replay buffer, don't really worry about these two options here. I don't mess with them. I don't know too much about them. And they're not really that important when it comes to streaming to Twitch. Okay. Now, the rest of that, don't worry about the red text here. Make sure you hit apply when you're